What a time to be a combat sports fan. We have so many great events coming up, but today we're here to talk about Ortega versus Rodriguez. Very interesting matchup. Let's get right into this action. All right, what's going on, everybody? This is your boy CeeLo, and we're back at it again for another UFC event. UFC on ABC3, Ortega versus Rodriguez. Very interesting matchups from top to bottom. But before we get into all this, smash that like button, leave a comment down below, subscribe to this channel, go show some love to my Instagram page at CeeLo Studios Presents for more day-to-day content. And with that, let's get right into these fights. For the first fight we're going to be looking into, it's going to be Dustin Jacoby versus Dustin. As it sits right now, Dustin Jacoby a minus 140 favorite and Dustin coming back at plus money. So all the intangibles pretty much even. These two are big light heavyweights, 6'3", 6'4", and pretty much near even reach. So it's going to come down to their game plans and who follows their game plan better. Dustin Jacoby, we've clearly seen what he likes to do is stick and move. Land some high output of significant strikes and, get that decision win. Dustin, we have seen him knock out people in the octagon. We've seen his power. We've seen him grapple. We saw that fight with William Knight he had. Nobody wants to stand with William Knight. So what does Dustin do? Take him down 8 times. Who would want to actually strike with William Knight, not just because he's a technical striker, but, he could put your lights out with one of those bombs. So back to this fight. Dustin Jacoby, we in this channel here, we're going to back Dustin Jacoby. That's going to be our first official pick, Dustin Jacoby, to get it done this weekend. I just do believe his striking is a little bit more seasoned than Dustin is. I do believe he can take at least 2 of those 3 rounds. I think the safe bet is to go to decision, Dustin Jacoby by decision, but you never know. One of those significant strikes in there can land on either side. That's pretty much why we have near even money. But I do believe Dustin Jacoby implements his game plan, sticks and moves, maybe land a takedown or 2. In his last fight, he understood that it was a close fight, so he wanted to land that takedown to, put a stamp on that win. And I think we'll see more of the same from him. We'll see him, display his fighter IQ, have the higher output, and get that decision win on Saturday for us. So for our first official pick, we're gonna back down with we're gonna back up Dustin Jacoby to get the win for us this weekend. And for the second fight, we're gonna be looking into Bill El Senor Perfecto Aljo versus Herbert Burns. We know this fighter because of his brother Gilbert Burns, but that's neither here nor there. Let's look at this featherweight bout. Bill Aljo, very tall for the weight class. Standing at 6 feet. I do believe he's taller. If not, he just looks taller, just because of his physique, right? Herbert Burns, 5'9" for the featherweight. Not small, not big. Just kind of in that echelon of fighters. Reach pretty much identical. But what's the difference in this fight, right? What's that key to victory here? Obviously, we've seen Bill Aljo in there with some high-level competition. We've seen him in there with Shane Burgos. We've seen him in there with Jared Gordon. Just the level of competition we've seen Bill Aljo in and the performances that he's been able to put out. I think that's the difference in this fight. I do think Bill Aljo will stop Herbert Burns. I do believe he has the intangibles. I do believe he has the striking. Herbert Burns is a dangerous fighter. I do know he trains with some high level people, but in this channel we're gonna support Bill Aljo to get the W this weekend. I did state that I do believe he will stop Herbert Burns. I do believe he will KO or TKO him. But that's neither here nor there because we're running the money line bet with Mr. Bill Aljo. We're gonna just get him to win flat out for us on Saturday and get our second win of the night. Let's move on to our third fight of the night we're looking into, and this is going to be an interesting one. All right, so for our third fight, it will be Ricky Simón versus Jack Tank Shore. What an interesting matchup we have here for UFC on ABC3. So as the tell of the tape goes, both of these fighters, young, in their prime, getting better, pretty much the same as far as height and reach goes. We have Ricky Simón at plus 140 underdog, and we have Jack Tank Shore as a minus 165. I'm just going to come out and say it. The pick is going to be Ricky Simón. We're going to pick Ricky Simón. I can't remember the last time he was an underdog. I can't remember the last time he's been a heavy favorite, definitely 2-1, if not more than that, in his last couple fights. And he's been in there with high level competition, and we discussed that in our other breakdown. It's going to come down to level of competition. We do see Jack Tank Shore. He's 16-0. That's very difficult to do, especially once you reach the UFC level. But both of these guys' game plan is similar. Implement their grappling, implement their wrestling, control time. Look for the submission, ground and pound you. This is pretty much styles makes fight, and both of these guys' styles are interesting. Grapplers, wrestlers, they want to smother you, they want to outwork you. But I'm just seeing plus money with Ricky Simón, and we're going to take that. Here in this channel, we're going to go with Ricky Simón as our third pick, and we're going to ride with that, man. This fight is going to be interesting. This is my second favorite fight, other than our main event, which we'll get into. But that's going to be our third pick, Ricky Simón. So there you have it, 3 picks for UFC on ABC3, Ortega versus Rodriguez. And just looking down at this card really quick, we have names like Misha Tate. We have Shane Burgos versus Charles Jourdain. That fight, I just want to watch it as a fan, so that's probably why I'm not running any action on that. We have Machnell, Sumader. Man, this guy can crack, man. It's going to be very, very solid card. And in our co-main event, we have Michelle Waterson. Is it going to be the resurgence, or is she already falling off? And we're going to see Amanda Lemos come back up to the top of the division. But no, other than that, we have the main event: Brian Ortega versus Yair Rodriguez. And it's a tough pick, man. We will be releasing a pick, but it will be in our Instagram at CeeLo Studios Presents. As closer to fight time, we'll probably release that pick. I'm just torn between these two. Mexican American. As a Mexican American myself, I back both of these fighters. 2 of my favorite fighters in the UFC. But yeah, we haven't made a final decision here. We will be closely watching this fight because, again, styles make fights, and who's going to implement their game plan. Brian Ortega, we've seen what he can do in his grappling, and obviously we've seen what Rodriguez can do, with those KOs and that, those kicks, elbow. He's going to throw every limb he has at you. So very interesting nonetheless. Stay tuned to our Instagram at CeeLo Studios Presents. We will be releasing our main event pick there. But other than that, 3 solid picks for you guys. Let's have this conversation. Who are you going with? Are you supporting any other underdogs, any other heavy favorites? Leave a comment down below. Leave a like in this video. And again, follow our Instagram at CeeLo Studios Presents. And everyone, enjoy the fights this Saturday. Very, very solid events coming up, and we can't wait to talk about them. So without further ado, that's going to be it for this week, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.